Good morning, Ma'am Ang, and to my dear classmates. Today, I will discuss my report about injury, suicide, and mental health. Let's discuss about terminology. Suicide is the act of deliberating killing oneself. Suicide intent means an intention of killing oneself to end one's life to die. Suicide thoughts or ideation means having thoughts of killing oneself. They can be vague and non-persistent. Suicide plan means that someone has made a concrete plan to kill oneself. Example, I will take my dad's intermedication this weekend with my family goes to visit my grandparents. Terminology. An act of self-harm without suicide intent is deliberated harming oneself. Example, cutting oneself. A suicide attempt is an act of self-harm with suicidal intent but not resulting in death. Both are to be taken very seriously because they are important risk factor for completed suicide in the future. Why it is important to learn about self-harm suicide. Almost 1 million persons die from suicide every year. Suicide is among the 3 leading causes of death in the 15 to 24 years old group in many countries. More common in adolescents to young adults. Self-harm suicide has entered mainstream media. Next, about 1/3 of all suicides in the world are committed by self-poisoning with pesticides. Suicide leaves a devastating legacy for those who have survived a loved one's suicide. Suicide attempt is to be taken very seriously by health professionals who is at a risk. Many suicides happen impulsively in moments of crisis with a breakdown in ability to deal with life stresses such as financial problem, relationship breakup, or chronic pain and illness. Next, inundation, experiencing conflict, disaster, violence, abuse, or loss, and a sense of isolation are strongly associated with suicidal behavior. Suicide rates are also high amongst vulnerable groups who are experiencing discrimination, such as refugees and migrants, indigenous people, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, LGBTI persons, and prisoners. By far, the strongest risk factor for suicide is a previous suicide attempt. Methods of suicide. It is estimated that around 20% of global suicide are due to pesticide self-poisoning, most of which occur in rural agricultural areas and low and middle income countries. Other common methods